Okay, so this is going to be a really rambling video. I was thinking last night about how, although I think I'm a very courageous person, that there's just some sort of quality that still has me very fearful. And I didn't really realize this. Like, honestly, I look down on fear so much. Like, if someone's fearful, like, I'm like annoyed and I just want people to move past fear. But I would not have even realized that I myself am fearful until I started meditating, which maybe makes me like incredibly cocky or something. But I don't know. But basically, I was like realizing that I think that introverted feeling and introverted thinking has different ways of perceiving bravery. And so I actually think that introverted thinking is more courageous and introverted feeling is more brave. And I wasn't quite sure how to put my finger on it, and I'm still sort of thinking about this. So if you have any thoughts, like, totally comment, and this could be a continual conversation. But basically, I realized that I don't care what people think about me, yet I want everyone to like me, like, at the same time. And I don't quite know why. It's like I will never change myself for another person, but it still really hurts me if someone dislikes me. And that just seems to be a little hypocritical to me, so I've been trying to figure this out. So it's like if you were to tell me, like, I don't really like Meghan because I think that she's, like, too positive, too intense, like, she's a know-it-all, and, you know, she's too controlling, like, she's crazy, I don't agree with her beliefs, I would be like, you know what, that's great, like, I completely disagree with you, I love myself, but, like, go ahead, like, we don't have to be friends, like, I hate you too, because everything that I stand for, you hate, so great, we hate each other. So, but the thing is that what really bugs me is if someone were to be like, I don't like Meghan because I think that she's closed-minded, because then it would be like, well, no, like, I'm not closed-minded, like, you've got me all wrong or something. And, like, a lot of this might have to do with just me trying to control my own perception, but it's like, I just get really hurt when people, like, misinterpret me and then, like, have a judgment about me that's wrong. Like, if their judgment about me is conceivably correct or rational, I don't really care if they don't like what they see. As long as they know what they're looking at, I'm fine. But I realize that that's still not confident enough for me, for my liking. Like, I would much rather just not care if people like me or if they're wrong about me or not. And this is something that's always been incredibly hard for me. But, okay, getting back to the point of FI bravery and TI courage. So I'm very courageous because I always go after what I want and I never stop. And I always share my opinions and I don't care if someone disagrees with me. But, see, that's the thing. I don't care when someone disagrees with me because since I value introverted thinking, I have a strong sense of what I think, like, in my head, like, pretty unshakable worldview in terms of my thoughts. So if someone disagrees with me, it's not going to make me question what I think. If someone, like, if I'm saying, like, who I voted for or something, if someone tells me that they voted for someone else, it's not going to really have any weight at all on my worldview or what I think. But the fact is, since I don't value introverted feeling, if someone tells me that they don't like me or they don't like what I like, then that's gonna hurt because I'm gonna wonder, like, is there value in what I like? Is there value in, like, the way that I actually am? And an example of this is that, okay, I realize that a lot of introverted feelers, they'll just let their freak flag fly, basically. They do this on purpose because they want to weed people out so that they know that the people in their lives love them for them and not for anything else. And that's awesome. I remember, like, I, like, dyed the tips of my hair green, like, a year ago. It was like that for a month or two. And I, like, did it because I wanted to. And that was, like, a total, like, moment of rebellion for me. Because I didn't want someone to look at me and get the wrong idea about me. I didn't want them to think that, assume anything about my beliefs, assume anything about my work ethic, assume anything about any sort of stereotypes they had. Even though I don't care if your hair's green, I, like, kind of assume that the world, like, someone might judge me. But the point is that if you have good FI, then you don't care if they're judging you because you know that they're wrong or you know that they're judgmental. But the thing is that extroverted feelers like me, we sort of are, I sort of find myself being a chameleon in a lot of ways. I just get along with a lot of different types of people, and I show different aspects of myself with those people. But you know, I'm too afraid, and I'm too fearful. This is where I started talking about fear earlier. This is where the fear comes in. So I'm too fearful to show my full self to people, to everyone. Because what if someone doesn't like all the aspects of me? Does that mean that they aren't going to like me? For example, on this channel, I'm worried about talking about things that aren't Myers-Briggs because I don't want to be involved in too many things. Like, maybe someone thinks that they like Myers-Briggs, but if I start talking about astrology, they're going to think I'm crazy and then not believe what I said about Myers-Briggs or something like that. Or, you know, I have a friend that posts YouTube videos to her personal Facebook page, and that's something that's so scary to me. Like, I don't know, I just think it's scary. Like, I don't know if people would think it's a weird interest. I have no idea what they would think. And the point is that I shouldn't care, but I do care. So that's the thing. And that's where you see, as I've mentioned in other videos, it's like my introverted thinking is trying to understand my extroverted feeling and what I'm reacting to. And it's actually a lot easier for me to philosophize about what I'm feeling than it is to just feel it. And introverted feelers, they would say, oh, you shouldn't care what people think, and then they'll just, you know, adjust. But for me, what is helping me is to understand there's two different concepts of FI bravery, which is not being afraid of there being some sort of pain, and TI courage is not being afraid of. TI courage is like, no matter what, I'm still me, and I'm not going to change who I am, and I'm not going to change my goals for you. But FI bravery is like, I don't care if I'm hurt in the process. So for me, I really don't want to get hurt, and I really just try and control my environment so that I don't get hurt. What I often tell people is that extroverted feelers, they might seem like they want world peace and they're like so loving and they want to get community together. Like, yes, that is a very novel thing for them to want, but a lot of times extroverted feelers want this because we don't feel comfortable unless we're living in a society without pain, because we're very empathetic and we just are sponges to society. Like, I've had a terrible day, been thinking about, you know, like the Muslim ban and racism, and I just can't even focus. Like, I'm so upset. And you know, it's like my emotions are the same as the outer emotions, like most of the time, which is a really good trait, but also can hold me back. And so where was I going with that? So I arrange my life as an EFJ in a way where I try and manufacture happiness all the time so that I don't get hurt, and I don't want to get hurt. So I'll believe what I believe, and I'll be myself, and I'll think what I think, but I want to do it in a way where I'm not going to get hurt. I struggle with the FI bravery of doing things even if I get hurt. Like, I don't want any hate comments on YouTube. I don't want to share my opinion on a forum and someone tell me I'm stupid. Why? Because that's hurtful. That's disrespectful. And I have such a low tolerance for disrespect that it can ruin my day. And I don't want to be that sort of person. I don't want to be someone where I let that ruin my day. Any TPs watching, I'd love to hear how you feel about this, because honestly, a lot of TPs, like TI dominant or ego block users, I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean. TI users, a lot of times you guys will be the type that are arguing on Facebook, and you won't change your opinion, but you'll get really offended and really whiny if someone disagrees with you. And it gets really obvious to the other person that you're upset. And you know, I've been that person before too. A lot. I feel like I know when to end it a little bit sooner than when a TP would. They'll just keep going and going and going and defend their belief to the ground. But the point is that I sort of realized is that I want to have more bravery in the introverted feeling sense, where these people tell everyone, they tell the world all of their interests. They gush about the things they love. They act like themselves. Like, you know, my sister, I don't know if any of you watched the video of me and my sister that we did recently about extroverted feeling. She mentioned to me that most people don't know how goofy I am. That actually really hurt to think about how true that was, and how goofy I am when I'm alone, or when I'm like at home with people that I grew up with or with my friends. But it takes a long time. Like, I couldn't be goofy with coworkers till maybe 6 months. Like, I definitely am not goofy with you guys on YouTube. Like, I don't know how to act like how I normally act and as comfortable as I am in real life as I do on YouTube. And you know what? I don't care if people think that it is weird that I make YouTube videos. Okay. The thing is, it's like with introverted thinking, I look down on people that do things that are brave in an FI way, because I always wonder, do you just want attention? Do you just want a pat on the back? Do you just want to be special or different? Because you're not, because everyone is the same. I guess that's sort of what I think. Whenever I would be afraid to post a lot of YouTube videos, because I would be afraid that someone would think, oh, you don't have many subscribers, what are you trying to do, be famous? But you know, the FI bravery is, no, I'm doing what I want. I don't care about the outcome. I'm doing what I want. I'm being authentic with myself. And you know, that's what I want to do. I want to do things that will make me uncomfortable. You know, I want to do things that I'm not perfect at. And this is so hard for me. I want to be perfect, and I want to feel comfortable, and I want to do things that I know I'm good at. But, you know, I also want to learn a thing or two from these. You know, INFPs, I love you. INFPs are so freaking strong, and I don't think anyone realizes how strong they are. You guys are just yourselves all the time. And you know, I'm always myself. I'm never not myself, but I'm never all of myself. What I love about INFPs is that it'll be like, oh, that was so you. Or people will send you stuff. It's like, oh, this reminded me of you. And oh my God, that was such a you thing to say. Insert your name here. I want to be that person more. My ENFP best friend, Crystal, who's been in some of my videos, she would say, I love it when you make fun of me, because it makes me realize that you notice the little things about me. And I was like, really? What? But she loves whenever I will make fun of her quirks and the things she nerds out about, because she loves that someone has noticed all these things about her. And if I think about it, you know, that is honestly pretty awesome when someone thinks of you when they see a meme, or if someone thinks of you when they see an interest, or if they see a book and they think you might like this. I want to be the sort of person where I show who I am and people know what sort of person I am entirely. I'm sick of being this ENFJ that just hands out, you know, the parts that are convenient, or the parts that you might like, because, you know, I have parts of me that you won't like. And, you know, I always complain about how everyone I've ever dated puts me on a pedestal, and it's so annoying to be on that side of it. If you have not been on that side of it and you've been on the other end, I understand it might look annoying that I'm complaining about that, but I guarantee you it feels fake on my end. It feels fake if you've been put on a pedestal. It's like, maybe it's my fault that people have put me on a pedestal because maybe I don't show those sides of myself that are imperfect. So, and yeah, like, wouldn't I rather be in control of which things I'm showing, and like, hey, I'm showing this and I know it's not perfect, so therefore what you have to say won't bother me, as opposed to trying to show only part of it and then someone catches me in my imperfection, which is gonna happen because I'm gonna be imperfect. But anyways, I hope this video made sense. Honestly, you have no idea how many conclusions that I came to just from talking. Like, it's so helpful, and I think I need to do these sort of things more. Yeah, and I also, what always happens is I get really inspired. I'm driving home from work. I'm like, this would be a good video. This would be a good blog. I'll do that sometime. And I just sort of shelf it away. And then later I don't feel inspired to do it. But you know, today I just walked right home, right in front of the camera, and I filmed this. Because, you know, if I don't just do it, maybe I won't ever do it. So, yeah, here's to being more brave like an FI user and continuing to be courageous like a TI user. Disclaimer, I'm using FI and TI, by the way, as like little benchmarks for behavior. Because if you weren't aware, human beings are a lot more transcendent than personality type. So I am not someone that is just going to look at whatever somebody else said and be like, oh, well, I read this online, so this must be what type is. No, like, I'm an ENFJ, I read people, I use FE and NI, I see archetypes of people all the time, I agree with Myers-Briggs, and I agree with socionics, I agree with the archetypes, but you know what, I have spent a lot of time thinking about what else they can mean, and you know, I think that the best person that you could be is someone that plays to your strengths in a way where you can sort of cover up your weaknesses, and the more of your strengths you have, the more you maximize your strengths, the more you can learn to balance yourself and be a versatile person. That's the goal. The goal is not to just shun other functions and be like, oh, TE is more rational and logical, and FE is stereotypical, and this one is better, and blah blah blah. No, you're all wrong, and the more you try and say like one is wrong and the other's right, you're just going to hate yourself or hate other people. The whole point is that you should love yourself and love other people, and so I've sort of learned to love the strengths that come with different functions. And you know what? This episode happened to be inspired by INFPs and how much I love them, and I mean ISFPs too. Like, anyone that uses FI, even TJs, you're all a little bit more brave in this particular way than I am. So, thanks for watching.